How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to some more ARK news. And this week we've got some exciting news. Quite a bit of exciting news. So Crunch 474, Deinonychus reveal ExtraLife and creature submissions. Now that is exciting. So the Deinonychus will make its official debut in ASA alongside the launch of Valguero Ascended on September 30th. This agile predator isn't just fast, it climbs, pounces, and latches onto its prey with terrifying precision. Whether it's clinging to cliffs or clawing through your defenses, it's a creature you won't want to underestimate. And it looks a lot like a rock drake back there. That is so interesting. But they are so colorful. I really like it. And I noticed an egg on the saddle. Are they changing the saddle? It'd be kind of cool if they did. But yeah, it just looks so good so far. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for the Deinonychus. Now, there's some clarification on the ExtraLife, which I'm very appreciative for, because I was a little confused when I first read about the fundraiser, but this clears up everything. So, they're not going to be able to host the 24-hour live stream this year, but they still are raising the money. So, for every $30,000 raised through the ExtraLife charity, the community will unlock a Dino TLC pass to be released throughout 2026, breathing new life into a classic creature of the ARK with updated gameplay and style. Up to 4 TLCs can be unlocked at the 120k milestone. So, the voting instructions, finally some clarity. When donating to the team, not Wildcard directly, include a message with your chosen creature's first full name preceding by a hashtag like this. We'll do our best to identify typos, but try to spell them correctly. Says Studio Wildcard, who misspells stuff all the time in their community crunches, but whatever. I like that they're saying spell things correctly. Oh my gosh. I don't know, are some of these ARK survivors going to be able to spell things correctly? We'll see. Okay, I'm not shaming anyone, I'm sorry. I don't know, that's just me. I'm just like, that's just me. I mean, I'm a very academic person. Like, I minored in English when I was getting my bachelor's. I have a master's now, and even though it's in psychology, like, still, basic spelling, ugh, irks me. So, anyway, for instance, Giganotosaurus. If that's what you want, if you want the Giga, you have to spell it out Giganotosaurus. You can't just write Giga. Hello, hashtag Giganotosaurus. Please give hashtag Giganotosaurus a TLC. If no hashtag vote is included in the message, the donation will still count towards the TLC total, but it won't advance any voting tally. So, if you don't do the hashtag, your vote doesn't count, but your donation will still be accepted. If you include the hashtag, then it will count as a vote. And apparently, I like this down here. Like, here's the screenshots that they included. So, one time or monthly, a lot of people are going to choose one time. You can customize it, but they're giving you a base of 30, 55, 120, 250, 1337. That's kind of weird, but oh well. And then this is the example, $55 donation. Intermediate donors have enormous impact on the lives of the kids without busting their budget. Proceeding cause, make donations anonymous, add a message. This is public, so the message is required. Please give Giganotosaurus a TLC, then you submit your donation. That's how it works, so that's pretty cool. Voting weight. Every dollar donated is a vote. Not every name, not every person who participates is one vote, but it's every dollar that's donated, which is good clarity, because I was confused at first. At first I was like, wait, only one person gets a vote? No. So if a person donates $50 with hashtag Giganotosaurus, that's 50 votes for Giganotosaurus. 5 $10 donations with Giganotosaurus equals 50 votes, because 10 times 5 is 50. You know, basic math. But there are criteria to the creatures. Number one, they have to be from the island. They have to be tameable. They have to be rideable or a shoulder pet, so something like Dimetrodon is ineligible. Must not have previously received a TLC. I cannot. So many people are probably going to submit a creature saying it needs a TLC. If you have not been around since the birth of ARK, you are going to submit a TLC request for something that already has a TLC. And you could be like, why'd my vote not count? Because it's already gotten a TLC. So the following creatures do not count. They cannot get a TLC. Argents, dire bears, dire wolves, Bigfoot, mammoth, parasaur, Procoptodon, raptor, rex, sabertooth, sarco, spino, stego, triceratops. You cannot request a TLC for those. You can request a TLC for any other creature that is rideable or a shoulder pet, that is tameable, and is from the original island. So no fantasy creatures like wyverns or anything can receive a TLC. So something a lot of people are probably going to submit. Gallimimus. Diplodocus. What else would need a TLC? Maybe I know people are going to give the Giga a TLC. I know it. They give a Giga TLC, it needs to be able to fit in the tech cave with the Carcharodontosaurus. I'm just saying. That's not fair. That Gigas can't fit, but Carcharodontosaurus can. They need to make the tech cave entrance larger so a Giga can go inside too. So yeah, where was I? Gallimimus, Diplodocus, maybe Diplocaulus. When it comes to underwater creatures, anglerfish, or Ichthyosaurus, maybe a manta, would be cool as well. I'm trying to think of what else could use a TLC. Perhaps, maybe some shoulder pets like Compies could be given a special ability, not just nibble at your feet. Or, what else? What other shoulder pet? Maybe Dimorphodon. You know, Dimorphodons are nasty, but they could use a TLC. Maybe some of the bugs, you know, Arthropleura or Araneo could have better weight. That would be amazing. If they had better weight, so many more people would tame them. If they had a better weight stat. I guarantee you, if Arthropleura had a good weight stat, or Araneo had a good weight stat, more people would tame them. Same for like creatures like Megalania. If they were not didn't become OP but became close to being OP, more people would tame Megalania. You know, I like Megalania anyway because, you know, I like lizards, you know. So, you know, I tame them anyway. Capros are a big one too. Capros absolutely could use a TLC. I would love to see a Capro become a powerhouse and boss fight worthy. That would really, really be cool. Creatures I don't think need a TLC would be ones like Allos, Udis, Carnos, the Giga even. Like, I think they're okay, but I think they're not as TLC worthy as other creatures. I think there are more creatures out there that deserve more that take priority over those other creatures. Like for me, I would say Diplodocus should take priority over a Giga, because a Diplodocus is a smaller sauropod. But if it's able to have a special ability, maybe finally do damage or something like that would be amazing, because the smaller sauropod we have now that does damage, which we're not going to have until Lost Island releases and is a pain in the butt to tame, is the Amargasaurus. And because Brontos and Titanosaurs are way too big. But if Diplodocus, which are super easy, you can either knock them out or you can passively tame them. You can tame them either way, which is great. The fact that you can tame them either way, if you prefer passive taming or knockout taming, I like that. So honestly, that's just my bias. Diplodocus, and yeah. If we were to give an herbivore a TLC, it would be Diplodocus. Fairies, I don't think they need a TLC. Gigantoraptor, a lot of people don't like them anyway, so why waste a TLC on them? Because people don't like them to begin with, so yeah. Anyway, TLC winners. The first will be announced on November 7th, second November 14th, third November 21st, and the last November 28th. So yeah. And then there's an end-game event from Halloween through November 10th. We'll be rolling out a selection of the community's favorite dino colors on the official network, along with a sweet twist in place of the traditional boosted donation rates. For the event, you'll be able to dig into cake slices that grant hefty bonuses to taming, breeding, imprinting, experience, and harvesting. And now, here's the really exciting thing. This is what I'm really excited for. More community creature submissions. They have changed it. So a while back, they originally said that they were just doing submissions for Valguero and Fjordur. Now they have changed their minds because they want a new creature for Genesis Part 1. Which I am so excited for. Because here's the thing. When it comes to story maps on ASE, Genesis Part 1 was, and this is going to make a lot of people mad, but a lot of people are going to agree with me, a lot of people are not going to agree with me, but here's the thing. Genesis Part 1 was my least favorite, followed by Genesis Part 2, just because I'm not a fan of the missions. I'm not a fan of, being forced to use a travel option. Instead of the map being like Astraeus, where you can use a travel option, but you're not required. The fact that it, and if you order, like, you have to use the travel option. I'm not a fan of that. But, the fact that they're taking in a new creature means that they're going to be potentially changing Genesis Part 1. If they keep it the way it is, like, here's the thing. If they keep it the way it is, which they probably will, because they say the simulated biomes, crushing depths of ocean trenches, volcanic hellscapes, desolate lunar surfaces, treacherous bogs. I could see you flying from the bogs to the volcanic zone to the ocean zone. I can see you needing to teleport to the lunar area, but at the same time, I don't know. But anyway, yes, it is a unique map, and there are some strong things that Genesis has going for it. But like I said, it's my least favorite map. But anyway, maybe this community creature can sway my opinion when I eventually do a map review of Genesis Part 1. This creature could sway my opinion, could give it some brownie points. So, start brainstorming your creature concepts and prepping those designs. Now, submissions will open in the coming weeks. So, no date has been set, but the coming week. So, it could open next week, could open the week after. We have no idea. I'm willing to bet it's not going to open until after Valguero has launched. So that's what I'm willing to bet. That's not going to open until Valguero has launched. But who knows? It could open next week. But anyway, we're excited to see how your creature adapts to the challenges of the simulation. Please note the creature will be released for Genesis 1, so make sure your real-world submissions are thematically suited to the map's diverse environments. We're always blown away by the creativity and passion the community brings to creature submissions, and we can't wait to see what wild things you'll unleash this time around. Now, it does have to be another real-world creature, dinosaur, mammal, reptile, etc. And supplemental info like wiki links, images, artwork is preferred. Note that the proposed features, so many people forget this, have to go over it all the time. Proposed features from the submission entry are meant to inspire the design, but certain aspects might still be modified. So if you say you're going to submit a fire-breathing mammal, that fire breath is not guaranteed. If you say you're going to submit something that can shoot spikes out of its butt, that is not guaranteed. And so many people forget this, and they're like, well, you changed the name of the creature, or you changed its abilities. We didn't want that. They said from the beginning, things can get changed. Like Megaraptor, they didn't modify a lot for Megaraptor, which I think wasn't the best move, because it's going to give people the idea that, oh, I can suggest anything and they'll love it. I can suggest anything, and if my creature wins, they're going to keep it as is. No. But I'm really interested as to what's going to be submitted for Genesis 1, because it's such a different map. I honestly have no idea what they'll submit for Genesis 1, so we'll just have to see. They have a LiveOPS update, the Veilwind and Armadaga are still having issues. The template contest is still going on. I covered this in previous videos. Pause the video here if you want to read this. This is how to enter. Again, pause the video if you want to read this. Here are your bonus rates up until September 8th. And then, of course, the community corner, the most amazing part of every crunch, in my opinion. I love the fan art. It never gets old. It never gets old. I love it. That is so cool. That is so cool. It never gets old. Never gets old. Alright, but that does it for this week's Community Crunch. So, a new creature, ExtraLife change, and Deinonychus. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, smash that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.